We are live, Cfr Championship Podcast number 5. On schedule for today, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Don't have no special guest today, however, sadly, I couldn't get one in time to really do this. I meant to put this up a little bit sooner, but got off to a late start and everything. So, a lot of stuff happened this past week, and there's quite a bit of stuff we could actually talk about here, including first-time winner A.J. Brissett picks up the win, followed by his teammate Jonathan Smith at Daytona this past weekend, last Sunday. This Sunday we head to Auto Club. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about AJ and how he did with this race exactly, or talking a little bit about Daytona, should I say. And a bunch of other stuff to talk about, some wrecks that happened, a lot of connection issues that we had. So let's get started right away. And, nothing else to really do besides jump right into it. So, like I said, I want to talk a little bit about A.J. Brissett. A.J. Brissett and his team, Driven Motorsports, came into this season a little bit, under the radar compared to a lot of people, and that is not the case anymore. They came in, and not only did they put on a show, they put on a very good show. They showed that they could run with everybody, and not only run with them, but also win. And that is not no easy case when you look at certain drivers, such as Mike Bruno and people like that. That is actually, that was last year's champion. Dawson Cook, runner-up last year. Joe Burchett from Wolfpack, and just people in general like that. Very good job by all them guys from Driven. Another person I want to give a shout-out to is Evan Black. Comes home and finishes in a third place after starting way back towards the back. I can't remember where he actually started out from the top of my head. 16th place. Got to give a shout out to him as well. Another one, Jesse Gavey, who actually started back in the 22nd spot, who had trouble early on and was able to make back up 2 laps, one being under green, and then a caution came out. So you got to give them a round of applause. And that's something that does not happen easy. So when you see it happen, it's kind of special, seeing some of them guys actually do that. So great job for all them guys. Congratulations once again to AJ. He really put on a show, like I said, and definitely not easy to do. And I messed around with some stuff. Sorry about that. But one thing I want to kind of talk about a little bit is some of the cautions we actually had. We had quite a few cautions. 11 cautions for 43 laps. That's not quite half the race. We only got to run 115 laps. The race was scheduled for 120, but the race actually took 2 hours and 12 minutes, which is way more than what I thought it would be. But the race did see 32 lead changes with 15 different leaders. That's pretty impressive, especially seeing these guys was practicing in the sunlight, no cloud cover whatsoever. And then on race day, it's overcast, 81 degrees. Of course, it does give you a little bit more grip on the track, but it also seen winds up to 7 miles an hour, which can push the car a little bit. So let's go down through a rundown here. We had A.J. Brissett take home the checker flag after leading the race high of 50 laps. Jonathan Smith led 9 laps. Evan Black also led some laps with 7. Mike Bruno also led 5 laps. Jesse Gavey, who did not lead a lap, will finish in the 5th place. Joseph McWhorter, who also had connection problems, however, brings it home in the 6th spot. Dawson Cook led 10 laps. He finished the 7th, followed by Joe Burchett, who led a lap, Jonathan Hambrick. So all 3 Wolfpack guys right there together, and I know I'm missing one. Ramon, we'll get to him in a minute. Jason Gibster, Christopher Matthews runs up top 10, and then Jason Gibster in 11th. Ryan Kish, John Kelly, Derek Pemberton, we're going to talk a little bit about him as well. He did get penalized for what happened under caution. Scott McClendon, who was actually, I know he was expected to run better than what he did. He had a lot of connection issues, and he did get caught up in a wreck. But he did finish the race in 15th position, respectfully. Tyler Cox, kind of disappointed with how he finished. I know that he was expecting a better run with him. did lead 6 laps, finishes 16th. Blake Haynes, also another really decent driver that finishes way back in the 17th. Michael Rating, another good driver that finished way back there in 18th. Scott McCurry, part of Driven Motorsports, who is affiliated with them, I do believe. Yeah, he is. Adam Sampson finishes in 20th. Craig Learman, J.R. Smith, Jaden L. Rosar, who actually was up front for a long time as well. He actually did lead 3 laps. Danny Lawson, he wasn't happy with how he finished, I'm sure. 24th. Robert Land, 25th. Very disappointing for him. Ramon J. Clark, another very disappointing. A lot of his had to do with connection issues. And Delaney Dunn, another connection issue problem. Tyler Justice, who actually started. Did he start the race? I can't remember if he actually started the race. Yeah, he did start the race 6 laps, but he had I don't want to say an emergency, but it was a medical thing that he had. His chest was hurting really bad, and he just couldn't race. So, got to give him credit for he was starting the race. Fast lap of the race did go to AJ Brissett with a 45.672 and 50 laps led. So, good job for all those guys. Talk a little bit about team points now as you look at some pictures from this past weekend. Driven Motorsports is currently in the first place in points with 13. MT Motorsports, which is Mike Bruno's team, and Tyler Justice's team with 10. AC Motorsports in third place right now with 9. Wolfpack Motorsports 8 points in 4th. HPS Racing 6 is 5th place. At Cutting Edge Motorsports 5th, and Land Road Racing is in last place at the moment. Don't expect that to stay there very long. Bunch of new drivers wanted to come in and join. We got some new guys coming in this weekend at Auto Club. Auto Club's a very difficult track. It can make or break, not really a season, but it can really pay its toll on drivers in general. We got 100 laps there. Sunday night at 7:30 is when we go live. Qualifying this past week was not done really well with 3 cars out on track at once. We're not going to do that this weekend. We're only going to have 2 cars out on track. Makes it a little bit easier to control. But 100 laps around Auto Club for 200 miles, so definitely a little bit shorter race, considering we had 185 miles last Sunday. And then we got 2 off weeks. December 25th for Christmas and January 1st, which is New Year's Day. So we are off both of them days. And our next race after that will be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, January the 8th. And that's going to be a fun race. I'm really looking forward to that myself. And then I'm also looking forward to our first road course at Sonoma on January 15th. So, like I said, that was the rundown of everything. Points for the main guys, AJ Brissett, Jonathan Smith, pretty much the way they finished. However, one exception is Derek Pemberton, who actually got penalized 1 point. He would be actually tied for 13th in points, but he did get penalized 1 point, so he is tied for 14th in points. Reason what happened under caution, he understood what he did, and he didn't mean to do it whatsoever, but it's still a penalty, and it has been taken care of, all that stuff. So, some other news that's coming out today is that Land Road Racing has released or has parted ways with Adam Sampson. So Adam Sampson is not under a contract at the moment, and will be free to join any team right now. So if any team's out there looking for somebody to sign, at least for a couple races, there you go. There's also a bunch of other free agents. Delaney Dunn, she's a free agent. I believe John Kelly's a free agent at the moment. Evan Black is a free agent who did finish third last week. So, yeah, a bunch of good drivers out there that's still a free agent. I think that's pretty much going to wrap up this podcast. This was kind of a short one, not very long, I know. I wanted to get more people in here to actually talk, but with time the way it is right now, me being so busy, I don't have time to wait for people to get on and set time and work around their times and my time. So we will do that next week, though. Also, this week the broadcast should be on on Twitch again instead of YouTube, because I have not got set to broadcast again until next Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, we'll be live at 7:30. On Twitch. Me and Hal Stevens will be on there, and looking forward to that. So, Yeah, a bunch of stuff coming up. I hope everybody enjoyed the little podcast we had here, and we will be back soon. Thanks for listening, and talk to y'all here soon.